Namaskaram. My name is S. Ashok Kumar. Welcome to my channel. In this part, I am going to explain what are the hormones released by the heart, kidney, and gastrointestinal tract. I am starting with the hormone ANF, atrial natriuretic factor, ANF. So this ANF produced by right atrium of heart. Okay. So what is the function of this ANF is very simple. ANF decreases BP by vasodilation. What is the meaning of vasodilation? Increase in the permeability of the blood vessels. Though there are excess sodium ions present in the blood, they will come out from the blood. Automatically BP will get decreases. So definitely with this point, decreases the BP by vasodilation. That means this ANF is a antagonistic effect. Means ANF and aldosterone increases the BP, ANF decreases the BP. Aldosterone along with the A2, angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is a vasoconstrictor, ANF is a vasodilation. Indirectly A2, angiotensin 2 is a increases the BP. So these two are antagonistic. What is the antagonistic? Act against. Just like insulin and glucagon. Just like TC and parathormone. So the next one related to renin. The next one related to the EPO. That means erythropoietin. This erythropoietin is produced by JG cells, juxtaglomerular cells of kidney. Juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney produces the hormone. That hormone is erythropoietin. What is this erythropoietin important? That mediate maturation of RBC. Okay, next hormones related to the GIT. So first I am telling hormone gastrin. So produced by this gastrin produced by G cells of stomach. G cells of the stomach. What is the function of the gastrin? Stimulate gastric glands to produce HCl. That is why this hormone is a gastrin. So this gastrin opposite function, that is a GIP. GIP is nothing but a gastric inhibitory peptide. What is the function of gastric inhibitory peptide? Inhibits gastric juice. That gastric juice, that kind of HCl belongs to one of the component of the gastric juice and also enzymes. So inhibits gastric juice production. At the same time, this GIP stimulate pancreas to produce hormone insulin. Okay. The next hormone related to the secretin. What is the importance of secretin? This is the first hormone discovered by Baylis. This secretin produced by S cells of duodenum. S cells of duodenum that is present in the crypts of Lieberkühn. So these secretin stimulate Brunner's gland. Brunner's glands are submucosal modification. So these secretin stimulates the Brunner's gland to release bicarbonate. This bicarbonate responsible for the neutralization of the acidic food in the small intestine. At the same time, secretin stimulate acinar cells of pancreas to secrete pancreatic juice. That pancreatic juice containing a water, not enzymes. So secretin stimulating the acinar cells of the pancreas to produce the pancreatic juice containing a water. The next hormone is CCK, cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin or pancreogymin. Pancreogymin. What is the importance of this CCK? This is CCK, cholecystokinin, stimulate gallbladder to release bile. As we know, bile is actually produced by the liver. After producing the bile, that bile is going to enter into the gallbladder for concentrating. Then the CCK responsible for the contraction of the gallbladder make the gallbladder to contract to releases the bile into cystic duct. Through that duct, through hepatopancreatic duct, then it enters into the duodenum and responsible for the helps in the digestion of the fat, we know. So bile salts responsible for the supporting the digestion of the fat. So these are stimulates the gall. Answer: it stimulate acinar cells of pancreas to release pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice here containing water. Here the pancreatic juice containing enzymes. So these are the hormones: gastrin, GIP, secretin and CCK. Some of the hormones produced by the GIT. This erythropoietin released by the kidney. This ANF is released, atrial natriuretic factor released by the heart. These are the some of the hormones released by heart, kidney and GIT. After explaining the hormones released by the heart, kidney and GIT, next I am going to tell about biochemical classification of the hormone. The classification of hormones based on their chemistry, based on the structure. The first one, steroid hormones. Steroid hormones. As we know, what is the meaning of steroid hormones? These are hormones are synthesizing from the cholesterol. What are the examples for steroid hormones? You know, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, aldosterone and cortisol. These five only. Testosterone, estrogen. See, common thing is the testosterone, steroid, progesterone, aldosterone, cortisol. So these five hormones belongs to steroid hormones. These are synthesizing from the cholesterol. If five belongs to even along with the steroid hormones, these are synthesizing from the cholesterol. So if five hormones are lipid derivative, that means the five hormones are hydrophobic hormones also. That I am going to explain in the next part. The next one is amino acid derived hormones. Amino acid derived hormones. So under which hormones are deriving from the amino acid? The examples like epinephrine and norepinephrine. Both these catecholamine hormones are synthesizing from amino acid tyrosine. Amino acid. Okay, na? This already I said. This already I said during the topic. The next one, melatonin. Melatonin released by the pineal gland. This melatonin synthesizing from amino acid tryptophan. This is this point especially I covered in the corresponding glands. The next one related to iodothyronins. Iodothyronins. And then the hormones requires iodine for their synthesis. Those include, name they will indicate T3 and T4. As we know, T3 and T4 also synthesizing from amino acid tyrosine, but along with the tyrosine for their synthesis absolutely need the iodine. That is why this T3 and T4 they place under separate classification, that is iodothyronin. So once you remember these hormones, some of the hormones, you can remember next peptide, protein derived hormones. Derived hormones. Once you remembered these above hormones, remaining all hormones, whatever the hormone you studied in chemical coordination, that integration topic, remaining all hormones comes under protein or peptide derived hormones only. Whatever. Other than some of these 5, these are 7 and 8 hormones. If you release 8 and 10, remaining all hormones comes under this only, like insulin, glucagon, hormones of anterior pituitary gland. So many I said, GH, ACTH, TSH, LH, FSH. So all etc. remaining other than this above mentioned, remaining all comes under protein derived hormones, that include thymosin, this I mentioned, thymosin, etc. I said that remaining except this one, remaining all hormones comes under protein or peptide derived. Even I covered oxytocin and vasopressin belongs to nonapeptide hormones, that's made up of 9 amino acids. Those are also belongs to peptide hormones only. So definitely from this chemical classification of hormones, we can expect one question for the NEET exam. Especially these amino acid derived hormones, definitely there is a possibility to ask. That is why you should concentrate on the chemical classification of the hormones. Till now, if you understand the concept, you can like and share this video to your friends. Subscribe our channel. If you have any doubt about the chapter for the NEET exam, you can comment below. Definitely, I will respond to your questions. Thank you.